First thing that I did was wash and cut the strawberries into thin slices. I placed them on top of the paper towel so that could reduce the water that comes out from the strawberries after they're cut. This recipe that I made, it is the same one that I used for the caramel and cashew nut tart, and this is exactly the same recipe. I found this recipe that it's a really good one and I always use it. So you mix the sugar, the butter, the flour, you mix it until it resembles breadcrumbs. You may not need to add any water at all, just check the consistency of the dough. The Frangipane recipe, you beat the butter and the sugar together for about 5 minutes until it's light and fluffy. Then you add the almond meal. You're also supposed to add corn flour. I didn't add any this time, but I will leave the recipe on the description below. For the blind baking, I'm adding marbles, but you can use rice or beans just to weigh down the pastry. Make sure that you spread all to the edges so you get a nice and flat surface. To spread the frangipane, I should have used a pastry bag. It would have been much easier because the pastry was still warm, but it worked out well. You understand, you just spread the frangipane all over the base and then you bake it again for around 10 minutes. You could probably halve this recipe for the ganache because I still had a lot left over. You can also use just the chocolate without the cream. You can also use dark chocolate if you like, just to protect the pastry from the liquid. This part here, adding the reduced cream, it's supposed to separate a layer between the jelly, but I think I should have added a bit more reduced cream, but I didn't want that mixture to be too soft. But it tasted really nice. If you try this recipe, let me know. If you have any ideas for other recipes, leave me a comment. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you next time.